hmm You know these antiques and collectibles. It's National Postcard Week in 2018. Yeah. hmm A lot of people think this kind of stuff is really important. Now, I thought this was important. I did read this, the top 10 things to remember when attending an art fair. Yes. Hmm. One, you should wear comfortable shoes. You will be on your feet all day, and these are not short days. Yep. Number two, bring a snack. You may be running from place to place without sitting down for a meal. Yeah. Be prepared to eat on the run. Now, number three, the wine is for sipping, not for drinking. Yes. Never ever interrupt a dealer who is speaking to a collector. Remain respectful of the art dealer's time. This same rule applies to anyone of the art industry who is working. Yeah. Go in with reasonable expectations. You will experience what is known as sensory overload. Yes. Yes, yes. Now, number seven. Yes. Wear a watch. Okay. Look at it. Okay. Look at it again. Okay. It is so easy to lose all sense of time and space. Number eight, you will never find an outlet. So don't forget your portable charger. Number nine, never speak badly about an artwork, a person, or an art fair in a public place. And it is all a public place. You don't talk bad about people when you're in a public place. No, you don't. And number 10, last but not least, yes, enjoy and have fun. Now, I thought this was really good advice if I was to attend an art fair. Yes. This is something I would want to consider. Yeah. Now, I don't wear a watch, and oftentimes I use my cell phone to know what time it is. Yeah. But I thought that this idea of sense of time and space. Let's say I've been informing you of civil rights violations for 4 years. Yes. Your answer to your problems was to fabricate false crimes against me. Yes. And then use fraudulent mental health evaluations when you had the evidence that I hadn't committed any crime. Yeah. That was your answer. Yeah. What you wanted to do was have me admitted to a mental institution for knowing I wasn't in Sequim, Washington, and I wasn't in Jefferson County. Yeah. Now, it is so easy to lose all sense of time and space. Now, since November 15th of 2015, I informed the police department. I was not given any due process when you issued the protection order. Yeah. The petitioner didn't sign it. And it was issued for 10 years. Now, from that time until this time, we found out about the forgeries of the ex officio Superior Court clerk. Yes. We found out about the forgery of the court commissioner. Yeah. And then we found out that there was no contractual possibility. Yes. You did not have the legal right to sue me in the Sequim Public Library. Yes. And even if you were a sheriff, you cannot interrupt the other library patrons. I was not getting arrested. It was a court service. You had an obligation to respect the rights of the other library patrons. Now, I'm wanting you to decide that today is the end of your time and the place of your employment. Now, there is this thought that you are intentionally obstructing my right to sue you. Do you realize that? Did you not understand that when you fabricate fake crimes against people, and then the person that you arrested and put in jail that wasn't in Squim, yes, has the right to sue for the false arrest, false imprisonment, false accusations, the warrant for my arrest, the fraudulent dismissal of the case. In fact, I have the right to sue you for each and every day that you made me go to court. Now I'm sitting on $1 trillion worth of lawsuits, yes, that are available to every sworn of office, every mayor, yes, every governor, right, every state legislature. See, we're having a little revolution because I'm not sitting in the back of your fucking bus. Somebody's going to have to enforce the laws today. You're going to have to let me use The court system of this nation, the United Nations, The Hague, yes, the International Criminal Court, and then there are the constitutional courts of other nations. And I'm going to use them to put in prison each and every oath badged attorney in this nation. You understand that? Because we just can't go around killing each other. Isn't that right, Sheriff? We can't go around killing each other, can we, Sheriff? What's available is the judicial system. Now, I'm going to want my sons living with me. Yes. Now, well, I think it's really important that you enforce the laws today. Now, for those of you that said, well, what's he going to do with all this money? Why don't you get me every consignment store? Yes. And then Marilyn's brother that has a consignment store over there in the Puget Sound region. I have mentioned that Marilyn has the right to sue Mike for using an image of Susan Bowers. Yes. And yesterday I mentioned that Mike does not own the location 1023 Kitchen Dick Road. I'm going to want to sue Foursquare, Rotary, Ouch. And then there are the mandatory reporters that found out yesterday about the Vento, the McKinney Vento. Yes. It is particularly bad to abuse, neglect, and exploit homeless children. Yes. So that you can hold them hostage and enrich yourselves at the exploitation of minors. Yeah. Now, 2 or 3 days ago, I told you about right now. It is particularly bad. Of all the child abuse and exploitation that we see, yes, because I'll give you the statistics. Let's say it's poor homeless children. Yes. That of all the reports of child abuse, I want to find out the actual economic, the social sphere. Yes. Let's say you're a poor homeless child. Yes. Your mother's on welfare and happened to abduct you. Yes. The court didn't protect your rights because your father didn't have any money. Now, for all the wealthy families that abuse their children, yes, I would say that probably 80 to 85% of all reported child abuse happens to those in the lowest tax bracket, the 15%. Let's go ahead. Now, why don't you get me all the reported child abuse throughout this nation for the last 20 years? Yes. Get me the social security numbers of the individuals that abuse them. Yes. And then get me their actual their tax bracket at the time of the abuse. Now, it seems that the poor, yes, have been getting abused. Now, I'm going to sue you for that. See these mandatory reporters? Yes. They should pay particular close attention to the actual income of the parents of those. I didn't abuse my sons, you stupid fuck. Heidi was on welfare. Now, when we look at child abuse, yes, child neglect, child exploitation, I would guesstimate that 85% of all reported child abuse, yes, is actually in the lowest tax bracket, below the poverty line, yes, or those on welfare. Let's go ahead. Now, when I get to suing the civil